What's going on YouTube? Welcome to another video in my tutorial series for Java. Now today we're going to be talking about compositions. And what is a composition? Well, a composition is basically a way for you to is when you essentially reference another object through your class. So I think the easiest way to go about doing this is demonstrating it. Now, so far we've been using this dog class as our main class, and that is something I really never do in when I do my programs and whatnot. So what I'm going to do now is copy our public static void method right here. And remember that method is basically where Java picks up where to start our program. Remember that. Now the next thing I want to do is type in main. I'm going to create a new class called main, and this class is essentially mainly going to handle the starting of our application. So we're going to paste this main method right here. All right, leave it right here. Um, the next thing I want to do is create another class. I want to create a human class. All right, I'm going to create a class called human. You know what? I'm just gonna, oops, I'm gonna delete this. I'm gonna, I spelled it wrong, so I'm just gonna do that again. Human. There we go. I create another human class, and essentially what I want to do is establish a relationship between our dog and the human. So first thing I want to do is create a property here called that belongs to dog. So private string name. All right. So every dog has a name. Cool. Now the next thing I want to do is create our reference to our human now. So what essentially I want to do is say this: every dog belongs to a human. Oops, human. Okay, and how would I go about doing that? Well, remember, a class can be instantiated just like this. So I would do the following: private human. I'll call it owner. So every dog belongs to an owner. Every dog has an owner. Okay. Now the next thing I want to do is create a constructor for our dog class here. So public dog, and here's what I'm going to put in here. I'm going to have a string name, and the type would be human, and I'm going to call it owner. This dot name equals name. This dot owner equals owner. Oops. Now I hope you guys are already familiar with this because you guys should be through all my previous tutorials. Now the next thing I want to do is create a toString method for this class right here, this dog class right here. And the way I'm going to do that is public string toString, and I'm going to return a formatted string. And today I'm going to show you guys something that I didn't show you guys in the last toString tutorial, but essentially the way we are going to format our strings in a much cleaner way is to use the string class. So string dot format, and what are we going to pass in through the parentheses here? The first thing we're going to do, the very first parameter we're going to pass through is these quotation marks right here, and we're essentially going to type out the string that we want to return. So in our case, I want to do something like this: my name is, and I'm going to insert the dog's name right here. And what this %s is basically a placeholder for what we want to enter in here. And percent, and this s stands for string. So we could have %d, %f, but s stands for string. Okay, so we're going to replace this with a string. And the way we do that is with another parameter, and we're going to say name. So essentially what this is saying is replace %s with name. All right. Now the next thing I want to do, because I'm not done, I also want to say the following: within the parentheses, within the quotation marks, I belong, or well, what about this? My owner's name is, and I'm going to do the following: %s. Now again, this is a string representation, right? That means I'm expecting a string here. Now I'm going to go ahead and put this owner right here. Now you might be scratching your heads now. Wait, owner is not a string. See, I can clearly see that it is a human class right here. So what is going on here? Why is this not giving me an error or whatsoever? Well, remember in the previous tutorial we talked about toString methods. So essentially when we do this, when we try to print out the object value or the instance value of our class here, owner, right? We will essentially get that weird output that we had. The way I'm gonna show you guys is quite simple. So let's see, human, blah blah blah. Okay, I'm gonna create a human, and it's gonna have some properties: private string name, and it's gonna be a real simple constructor. So public human, taking the variable string name. Oops. String name, and this dot name equals name. All right, nothing too weird there. So why don't we go ahead and head over to our main class here and do the following. We want to essentially do this. We want to create a human class. So human, I'm gonna call this guy Bob. New human, and remember we gotta give it a name, so which is what we specified in our constructor here. I'm gonna call him Bob. All right, now let's create a dog class, dog, and I'm gonna call this Tom. New dog. And the parameters we have to pass through here, as you can see with the error here, is we need a string, which is the name, and we need a human instance. So the way we do that is, I'm going to name my dog Tom, and I'm going to pass in the instance of Bob right here. So Bob, right there. Now, what I'm going to do next is invoke the toString method of our Tom class, our dog class right here, Tom. So when I do this, this is going to head on over here and return this string. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and print that. So I'm going to go ahead and run this program. And one thing I do want to tell you guys, when you run this program, you are definitely going to encounter an error. And the error is going to give you some red lines right here saying method not found, main method not found. And what that is saying is basically this: it cannot find this main method because we essentially moved our main method. And all you have to do to fix that error is head on over to whichever class that holds your main method right here. Click on that class, right click, and hit run main. Alright, and click on this. Remember, just click on one of these, this run main.main, and the error will go away. Okay, now as we can see here, we have this, my name is Tom, which is perfect. That's what we had. But we have this weird looking thing here. So how do we fix that? Well, remember, this returns a string representation of the class. So all we have to do is head on over to our human class and create our toString. So public string toString and return. And in this case, I'm just going to return name like so. All right. Let's go ahead and run this program, and you should see what we expect to see, which is my name is Tom, and my owner's name is Bob. Alright, now there you go. This is basically what a composition means in Java, and essentially it's a way for you to reference an object that does not belong to your class. Alright? I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please don't forget to hit that like button, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.